Carl from Last Bell Boxing, joined by the voice of boxing, Adam Smith. Adam, firstly, how are you?
I'm very good, thank you. I'm grateful to be here. I say that every morning. After the battle I had last year, I'm much more sympathetic to people who have disabilities and difficulties in life now. Yeah, it's really nice to be around a big fight again at home. I've been to Riyadh a few times in the last few months. What Turki Al Sheikh has done has been amazing, and what he's brought to London, to my home, has been just a sprinkling of stardust. We've been to all the iconic locations. This is wonderful, isn't it? In Guildhall, we got Trafalgar Square tomorrow, and then the stadium, my favourite stadium, maybe apart from Anfield, but my favourite local stadium where I think all great sporting events happen. That when I was a kid as a Liverpool fan, I used to go to the cup finals in, and obviously I have had many boxing nights there and a few musical ones as well. I love Wembley. I love walking up there on the day. I'm getting there early because I'm doing the Box Park Box Fest, amazing sort of run of legends there, and then we go up to the stadium. So I'm gonna love every second of it, and I'm really excited to be back around a big fight in Britain. We've got our own big domestic show next week at GBM up in Sheffield at the Cannon Arena with Shaquille Thompson and Tycee Gallagher and Reece Mould and Hughie Fury, and I can't wait for that one. So it's non-stop at the moment, but this is, this stops traffic, doesn't it? People all talk about AJ coming back to Wembley, the young lion in Daniel Dubois, could he pull it off? It's fantastic. Had Liam Gallagher, had a great card, had you lot, it's brilliant.
I'm going to take the interview in a little bit of different direction. Let's get your brain going. So let's talk about Liverpool for 2 seconds.
Wonderful, please.
So I live in Nottingham. You can imagine last week was quite tough for me.
Yep.
And then they go to Milan and do what they've done.
Yep.
What do you expect from Arne Slot first season?
Well, first of all, I've got to be honest, I missed the first 60 minutes of the game because we were involved in this, and I had to rush back because 2 of my 3 children are fervent Liverpool fans. I haven't managed to brainwash the third. She's got no interest at all. But my eldest daughter glued to it, my son glued to it, as always. Little blip against Forest, like what I see with Arne Slot. I think he's got a little bit of calmness to... Yeah, Jurgen, of course. No one's going to be like Jurgen, the rock and roll years, the legend, maybe Bar Shankly and Paisley and Kenny a couple of times, our greatest manager. I don't know where his place will be in history. Klopp, he did everything, didn't he? And he excited us and he lived us, and I love passion, and that's what he gave us. Slot's got difficult boots to fill, obviously, and he's a very different sort of manager, but I like the way that they've got Gravenberch in straight away. I think he looks really good. Szoboszlai, I think, is going to have a fantastic season. I like Salah. I like Salah with his short hair. I think he's got a little bit more speed. I tell you what, if Mo Salah has as good a season again, I mean, how many years now? 6, 7, 8? I don't know. It's been unreal, Mo Salah's form. And yeah, it was a blip against Forest, and these things can happen. But I think we're going to be up there and thereabouts again. Champions League victory was fantastic. I think Arne Slot's going to prove his worth this year, but there might be 1 or 2 difficult moments. I think the defence, there's just an area or 2 that need tightening. But Trent's going to find his place. I think he's going to settle down. I think he's just such a special player. Robertson looks fit again. Yeah, I like it. The midfield. Is it strong enough? Gravenberch, it's so important that they keep fit. Chiesa, what a player, what a great player. If he can keep injury-free and not become a Thiago, I think we've got a special and very good value investment there. I like Liverpool this season. I tell anyone that's going to listen, we've got a chance of winning the league. The former City, of course, the goals that are going to keep coming in from you-know-who, it's going to be hard. But look, we got to believe.
Last one before switch to Saturday. So we're now in May. What does a good season look like for Mr. Smith? What would need to have been achieved?
Winning the Premier League, winning the Champions League, and having AJ Fury happen once and then about to happen again. That looked pretty good to me. Realistically, we've got to get top 4 again. I think a good run in the Champions League and maybe, nicking a trophy. But I think we're going to be up there, Arsenal, City, us. I think it's going to be the same again. What will happen around that crucial Christmas period? The international breaks are always difficult too. So much football to play, and the Champions League's a different format as well this year. So, I just like a really solid season under Arne Slot. And if we have to say goodbye to Salah at the end of it, listen, he owes us absolutely nothing. He's been a Liverpool legend. I put him in my top 3 of all time.
just showing both our versatility. Let's jump back to AJ versus Danny Dubois. Happy to give us a prediction?
Absolutely. I love the fight. I was there at one of the spars many years ago. For me, it's quite nice to see it come full circle. Obviously, I followed Anthony Joshua's career from the beginning because he was with Matchroom. A little bit less Daniel Dubois, but I've kept my eye on him, and I spent a lot of time with Daniel in the last year or so around Don Charles. Been out in Saudi to see his great wins over Miller and obviously against Hrgovic. Both of them come in with real momentum. Both come in with great trainers. Both of them come in real form. So. It's going to be a fantastic fight. It's going to be a great setting. I just think if it comes down to the experience of holding their own on the big stage, and just maybe the extra quality, I just think is with Joshua. I'm going to go with Joshua by knockout, maybe even early. But I think if Daniel's still around and he's there like he was with Hrgovic, he took so many right hands in those first few rounds and he got through them. If he's still standing after 4 or 5 rounds, I think he could win it on inside the distance late on. But I don't think he'll get that far. I think Joshua will find a shot that hurts him, and he's a devastating finisher, AJ. I fancy Joshua in a fire fest after maybe a slightly more cagey start than people are predicting, but I think it will ignite. I don't think it'll go past 6.
That's one for me. Turki Al-Sheik's going to experience a UK fight crowd to some magnitude this weekend. First of many, do you think, or do you think this is a one-off?
I think he's going to absolutely love it. Obviously, Riyadh is his home. He's brought big-time boxing to Riyadh. He's made it really special. But the atmosphere is going to be out of this world on Saturday night. So he's going to look around. I hope he doesn't just stay in the front row. I hope, actually, because Eddie's right. Everybody that was at AJ Klitschko, whether they were there, on the ground, or wherever, I haven't met anybody that was in that arena in April 2017 who didn't have the night of their lives.
Adam, dare I say Carl Froch versus George Groves as well? That was a great night.
An unbelievable night, and because it was the first, and it was phenomenal. But for me, AJ Klitschko, or when the sun, the stars, the moon, everything aligned, because it was such a build-up, and it was such a great fight. You know, Froch Groves was a great knockout, and it was an amazing story, but what a fight it was. One of the great heavyweight fights we've ever seen in AJ and Klitschko. You wind forward 7.5 years, what do we expect? A wonderful card, 96,000 packed in, Liam Gallagher for good measure, and I think we're going to get, I hope we get what Frank Warren's saying, a British version of Hagler and Hearns. And as I said to you, I hope Turki doesn't just go into that front row. I hope he has a little wander around the stadium. He's got to have a bit of security with him, but I hope he goes up to Club Wembley. I hope he has a little look, because I think if he takes it in, he'll realise how incredible British fight fans can be, because we haven't had an occasion like this in a while. Yes, the loyals have travelled over to Riyadh. Yes, there's been a few at the Manchester Arena, at the O2. We get them at GBM on the smaller shows, but they haven't had 96,000, and I think Turki is going to get blown away on Saturday night, and he'll come back. And AJ Fury, let's double it up next year. One at Wembley, one in Saudi. British fight fans are going to love it, and we're going to win the league.
You'll never walk alone, Adam. Thank you very much for your time.
Thanks very much.